Tell us how you found out about your partner's cheating. Comments were posted by different people and may contradict each other. 1. I learned from my 5-year-old grandson. He said, "My favorite grandfather is not you, but Rodney." I asked what the fuck else Rodney was. You know the rest. 2. I received an anonymous email from someone who thought I deserved to know. The letter contained details about the betrayal and several screenshots. I am 99% sure that the sender was his second girlfriend, who wanted to be the only one. I kindly agreed to give her my honorable place, and soon after that, my ex got a second girlfriend, and everything became the same. 3. Her best friend called me and told me. She behaved very delicately, knowing how much it hurt. She gradually brought the matter up to date, provided evidence, and wished me a good evening. After finishing the conversation, I called my girlfriend and said that I knew everything. It was very pleasant to counter her every excuse, every lie, every objection. Perhaps it was the preparation for this conversation that gave me the strength not to return to her later. 4. My ex's Apple Watch, lying on the table, received a notification about a new match on Tinder. 5. I unexpectedly came home from work at lunchtime. He and his heavily pregnant mistress were sitting on our sofa. 6. I was congratulated on my engagement to my girlfriend. I didn't propose to her. One of the top comments, "Obviously you were a backup option." 7. My neighbor called me and asked me to have sex more quietly. I was in another state at that moment. 8. She saved several incriminating photos in a public Google photo album. 9. After one affair, my best friend was diagnosed with chlamydia, and then the same symptoms suddenly appeared in my fiancé. I had just been released from the hospital after spinal surgery, so luckily we had no contact for a while. I drove my fiancé to a clinic where they accept him without an appointment. He himself doesn't know how to drive, and left him there. 10. It was in high school. My then girlfriend's friend kept calling me Scotty, and when I asked what was going on, she got angry and started shushing her friend. I eventually found out that it was a reference to the song Scotty Doesn't Know from the movie Eurotrip. The song talks about how Scotty's girlfriend cheated on him with other guys for a long time. 11. She left her Facebook page open, and the messages that came through made it clear that her colleague was not just a colleague, as she swore to me. 12. I found several long hairs in his beard, dyed brown. I am blonde with short hair. It's funny that before this, he constantly accused me of cheating. 13. My sister suspected her husband of infidelity. She hired a private investigator, and it turned out that her husband had a second home, where he lived with another man since he turned out to be gay. My family still has psychological trauma, and 20 years have passed. 14. I looked at his phone to see if he was really looking for a job. I found a hidden dating app that he must have been on all day while I worked to support myself and him. 15. Her ex lived in her hometown, and she would get very restless every time before traveling there, monitoring his posts on Facebook, etc. It finally dawned on me when I asked if she still had feelings for him, and she began to furiously justify herself. 16. She herself told me about the betrayal, blaming it all on her undiagnosed autism. 17. He asked me to choose a movie on his laptop. Having opened a folder called Video, instead of Films, I found explicit videos with him and different girls. 18. My suspicions were confirmed when I found a diary entry while going through her things while she herself was in prison. 19. The fiancé of the guy with whom my girlfriend cheated on me sent me a message. 20. My wife was driving a car and talking to a friend on speakerphone about her infidelities. Our little child, sitting in the back, was playing with his iPad and accidentally recorded the whole thing on video. A few months later, I found this post and I still feel empty in my soul.